Hey guys, welcome back to SuperFandom Reviews. As you can see, I am all by myself and not in the studio. And this is because we have some renovations happening in the house and we had to take everything down, put it in boxes. But hopefully, next week, Ilia and I will be together again and back with our stuff. For now, let's talk about Comic-Cons. We are very excited to be attending our very first Comic-Con in over a year this weekend. And there's a lot that we wish we knew when we first started going to Comic-Cons about 10 years ago. So we want to share with you a little bit, but first let's give you some history about the Comic-Cons, and then we can tell you what to expect and how to prepare for it. Sounds good? Let's get right into it. The first ever comic book convention was held in New York in the year 1964, with the main focus being exclusive to comic books. The first reported guests were Steve Ditko, co-creator of Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, Flo Steinberg, publisher of the first independent comic called Big Apple Comics, and Tom Gill, known for his almost 11-year run drawing The Lone Ranger. The attendance was reported to be around 100 people. Fast forwarding to 1970, the first ever San Diego Comic-Con International was held under the name of Golden State Comic-Con, with an attendance of only 300 people. Now known to be the biggest convention in the world, San Diego Comic-Con, or SDCC, attracts over 130,000 people each year. In 1971, the for-profit company Creative Entertainment was created, and since their first Comic-Con in New York, they currently hold over 20 conventions annually throughout the US. They are known to hold specific genre conventions and TV show conventions like Star Trek, The X-Files, Xena, Lost, Supernatural, and one we personally have attended, the Once Upon a Time convention. By 1976, there were over 20 conventions taking place across the US, and by mid-80s, they were starting to branch out internationally, with conventions appearing in Canada, Switzerland, and the UK. While during this time, the main focus was on comics and their creators, by the 90s, the focus was starting to shift more into the popular culture of TV, video games, toys, and mainstream celebrities. Yes, there are still some comic exclusive conventions, but these are now much smaller. We have to point out that there are considered to be two types of conventions: the big conventions created by big companies that are more oriented towards making profit in attendance, and then there are the small volunteer conventions, which tend to be much smaller, normally themed and focused into a specific TV show, and are experience-oriented. These are run mostly by fans, for fans, and focus on the experience of the guests and attendees more than they do on revenue. Now that we told you a bit about the history and the two types of conventions, let's get into what to expect and how to prepare for them. Whether your first convention is a big one or a small TV show-oriented one, the things to expect can be pretty similar. The biggest, expect to spend money. When we first attended a con, we thought that after buying the entrance ticket, we wouldn't be spending much more than that. We were so wrong. The entrance ticket is literally just that, and where all your options begin. Every convention has multiple tickets to choose from. You can get a VIP ticket that will get you some perks at the convention, or single day tickets, or weekend general admission tickets. Depending on the convention and what you want to do, sometimes the VIP could be worth it. It can really save you some of the waiting time. Well, yes, attending Q&As, panels, and walking around is all covered in the entrance fee. Expect to pay to meet your favorite celebrity. Also, expect to have to pay in cash. In recent years, the numbers of celebrities that accept credit card payments has gone up, but most still only accept cash. Expect to pay per autograph, and per photo. We want to say the average price per autograph can be anywhere from $40 to $60, but the prices will vary per celebrity and by their popularity. For example, the first time we met Jason Momoa, we paid $75 for his autograph, and now, due to his popularity, expect to pay around $100 just for the autograph. Now when it comes to pictures, you have options. Most celebrities offer to take pictures at their booth for a fee, and they also offer autograph and picture combos, saving you about $10 with this option. But if you want a professional picture taken with a celebrity, you have to pay for what is called a photo op. These are taken in a professional setting with a studio background, and they're printed on site as an 8x10 photo. This is also your way to take pictures with more than one celebrity of the same TV show, but do expect to pay accordingly. When it comes to comic book artists, the majority of them will not charge to sign your comic books, but also don't take this for granted. Some do charge a small amount. Some will allow a specific amount of comic books to be signed for free before charging you, and some will have a donations jar. Please, if you see the donations jar, do donate. Don't take that for granted. For pictures, they probably won't charge if you want one. This will also depend on their popularity and their name. Some will charge $10 for autograph, $20 or more. For example, if it's somebody like Neil Adams, I had to pay about $50 to have Neil sign one of my comic books, and the following year when we saw him again, his price had gone up to $60. One of the coolest things about meeting comic book artists though is that you get to spend as much time as you want talking to them. But please be mindful if they have a line of people waiting for them. Don't take all of their time. Most will do sketching of your favorite characters for a fee or sell prints of their drawings. Having covered the money you will spend per celebrity, per autograph, and per photo, let's not forget, you will spend money on food and beverage and also on parking. Most conventions allow people to bring in a reusable bottle of water and snacks, but don't always take this for granted either. Food and beverage are expensive at conventions, but the good thing is most kiosks will accept credit cards. When it comes to parking, you might be expected to pay in cash, and this will also vary depending the location of the Comic-Con. There are some small conventions that take place at hotels that will not charge attendees for parking, but it is up to the hotel and the arrangement made with the producers. Conventions that take place at convention centers will always ask you to pay for parking. One last thing some people do forget: merchandise. There are hundreds of vendors at any given convention with really cool things to sell. I find it really hard to go to a Comic-Con and not find something I want to buy, unless I make sure I don't walk around the vendors. But honestly, it is extremely hard, and we should support them. They pay to have a booth at the convention, and unless they sell, they don't recoup that cost. Another thing to expect: long waiting times and long lines for everything. That was another thing that took us by surprise, honestly. For our first convention, we didn't plan our first day properly, and we left feeling like we didn't accomplish everything we wanted for that day. We suggest you look for the schedule and the map way in advance and make your own based on what you want to achieve per day. This will help you feel like you accomplished everything or almost everything, and you can find some extra room to do other things or to simply relax. We try to plan even our lunch break. It is rare that things go per our plans, but we've learned to work around things, especially when it comes to wait times. We make sure we have our priorities set, and accomplish what we think will take the longest first. For example, I personally try to get all my comics signed the first day of the Comic-Con. Usually that's a Friday, to leave room to meet our favorite celebrities and enjoy the Q&As over the weekend. We also try to take that first day to walk around the floor and look at all the vendors, make a head note of what we want to buy, and then go back at the end of the day and buy it. The wait times for celebrities and panels will fluctuate depending their popularity and the time of the day that they take place. Expect lines for celebrities to be extremely busy during the day. If you must meet someone, we suggest you go to that person first thing in the morning. If you must be close to the front of the Q&A, we suggest you arrive with enough time in advance to make a line. Some panels will be full by the time the doors open, and you run the risk of staying outside. The last thing, expect the unexpected. You can plan your day down to a T, and something will always come up and change it. That's okay. We simply suggest you make sure whatever the highest priority is on your list to get it done first. Meet your absolute favorite celebrity first. Get their autograph. Do the first photo op available. That way, whatever you don't get to do for whatever reason, you won't feel as bad. It can be rare to do everything you planned exactly as you planned it. It happens. It's just not guaranteed. It took us multiple conventions to get our rhythm together, and even then, we always leave some things to do. Well guys, now let's review. If you're attending your very first Comic-Con or any convention really, be prepared to spend money, most of it in cash, because autographs, photos, photo ops, food, beverage, merchandise, parking, entrance ticket, everything costs money. Then be prepared to wait and wait some more. There is lines for everything to meet your favorite celebrity, photo ops, their Q&As, panels. I've had to make lines in the bathroom. Yeah. So because of this, guys, prepare accordingly. Go on the Comic-Con's website, download the schedule, download the map, review it, make your list of priorities, and make sure you meet your favorite celebrity first. If you're there, they're there, go to them first, because you have to prepare for the unexpected. Anything can happen. Panels can get delayed, photo ops can get canceled, artists can get canceled, they can leave early, they can get there late. You just don't know what's gonna happen. So you're there, they're there, go to them first. Get everything you absolutely must get done, get it done first. After that, if something happens, at least you won't be leaving feeling like you didn't accomplish what you wanted to do. You know how it goes. Thank you guys for joining us on this video, and we hope you stick around for the next one. Have a good one. Bye.